Welcome to my podcast. Today I'm going to discuss about the interview examination for the applicant for School of Medicine. And one of the station I had today is about that you are part of a colleague or a school team, and after several meetings, you decide the best way to achieve this challenge, and the team leader gives a direction which you and another member of the team you strongly disagree. So the question stems from this. You need to identify two approaches that you could adopt and deal with the situation, justify why you think they would be appropriate. So from this question, you need to think that what you need to do in order not to escalate the problem. So some of the candidates mentioned that they need to talk to the team leader privately and understand their situation and see what's their views, non-debatable way. And some they suggested just follow what they say because this is going to help you in the future. I'm not quite sure. I agree with this. And another says that we need to sit collectively and work for the best interest of the patient, and we need to understand what happened and how we can escalate it and move forward with a common goal. So I need to explain your reasoning for disagreeing with this direction which is being given as a team, and you need to listen to their point of view with the reason for their decision, and also identify or talk with the team together collectively in a clear, objective way to achieve the goal of the team, and present other options if there is any, and consider how they can work better for the best interest of the patient, and agree about a way moving forward which meets the requirement and the challenge, and use group skills mix to explore other alternative and review, of course, time constraint for both challenge and team member. So it's very important. You need to communicate with the team leader and hearing what's their point of view, maybe reach to a settlement or compromise. And if the team leader is not willing to listen, maybe you need to approach from a different angle, or talk to the other member of staff who's maybe superior, and or with the team themselves, and see what they can say collectively. And you need to adopt also your approach according to the person, because each one is a different person, and different way how they being approached. And some they mentioned that this disagreement is essential sometimes, which can influence different ways how to approach things. So we need to plan together and seek opinion from each one another, and compromise to find a solution, maybe by a small meeting, something like that. And some they mentioned that we need to meditate and maybe reach a coach or create a team, because if we leave it like this will create like a gap in the team, which will cause issue in the future. And also talk to the person themselves, express why they think so, express their feeling in order to reach a common goal. And if there's any criticism, for instance, take it with an open-minded in order to improve, because medicine is a lifelong journey with learning, and medicine is always changing, and it's a dynamic field. And somebody mentioned that we need to reach a consensus for one goal on common ground. And they mentioned that we have to have like a meeting, seek their opinion, see why they say so. And another applicants mentioned that we need to have open discussion and encourage that to understand where this comes from in an open space and safe space for the best of the team, and of course, best interest of the patient. And also, somebody mentioned that we need to raise concern about something that doesn't seem right and escalate in order to see what's the point behind that. And somebody mentioned that we need to have direct speaking to the team leader and express and explain our reasoning and why we disagree. And somebody mentioned that we need to have like a mutual agreement, listen, explore different idea. So as you can see, it's more or less around the same issue. And the other thing, you need to speak calmly without confrontation, because this is a leadership team. So we need to make that our voices hearable and speak up, but of course in non-confronting or intimidating way, because sometimes the hierarchy of medicine can be intimidating to some and could be draining as well. So you need to adopt the style to the person you are talking to and see how it goes. Okay, so the second question was about that all doctors are expected to have excellent communication skills. So it says here, reflecting on any of your own experience, please describe 2 communication skills used which you believe made you as an effective communicator, and justify your reasoning. So some they understand the question, and I needed to reword it for them because they didn't understand the question when I read it. However, some they did quite well and even instantly without even too much thinking. So as you can see, the different applicants, they are different in their way of expression, of course, and we are different anyway. So some of the responses needs to be like mirroring, like active listening, demonstrating empathy, appreciating your audience level of knowledge, not patronizing, not using, of course, jargon or abbreviation or technical terminology, which can be confusing, and also breaking information to small chunk and inviting questions and acknowledging the feeling and emotion. So this is basically about like your lived communication experience. So I need to give me an example. So some they did quite well, like some they mentioned about hiking. They were like a group, and they were like they assigned each task to each person and follow the map and the route, and they were communicating effectively that everyone has a task being assigned to. Another dimension about volunteering role, whereby they notice someone who's like isolated and not talking, so they spoke to this person, see what's wrong with them, and explain things and in a clear manner, and it did work. Another person mentioned about tutoring, that they give like a presentation to their colleague at the school. They felt that the presentation was a bit intimidating for themselves, but they felt that this experience made them more into it, and they felt like this developed their skills in a way that they can speak in front of other people, like public speaking. And some they mention about that a school colleague that was not feeling well, and they were like not attending, not listening, not participating. So they spoke to them privately. They saw their point of view and why they are acting as such, and if they have anything that's going in their life. And they helped them about the task they needed to do and put a time plan for them. And they mentioned it worked, and they still in good connection together. Another mention about research project and how they communicated effectively and directly with their peers, and how this helped shaping her communication skills. Another one mentioned about working experience with a disability group and how they set tasks and how those tasks were set to meet their needs, and talk together openly in order to understand and direct if there is anything has been raised and addressed. And yeah, so it's kind of this thing that you need to give me. And the last question was about if you please give me an example where you personally struggled with your communication and reflect what did not go well, and please suggest what would you change that would have improved your performance. So this one also, some candidates they did quite well, and some they struggled, and some they got like a mental block and they couldn't answer at all. So it's about just an example that, for instance, you felt that your communication wasn't quite clear, and maybe the other party did not understand what you were saying. So it's just like what you could have done. Maybe give feedback, like this one, when someone presents something or give a talk, they always have like feedbacks for them in order to see how they did and how they performed. Another thing, for instance, if someone is mentioned a few they mentioned about their thing that they were in the school or they had a project that they struggled with and they felt they can't cope. So they reach out for the school in order to address this point, which is, of course, this is one of the things that needs to be addressed. And another mentioned that she gave like a presentation and she avoided direct eye contact. And she felt that she need to do this in the future. Another mentioned about a presentation and they were looking everywhere and felt like this has intimidated them, and say that in the next time they're going to concentrate on one person only, and imagine it's only one person in order to perform well and counteract their or overcome their fear. And another person mentioned that she was dealing with a person, an old person, in a care home, and she was talking to them like in a childish way for them to understand, and then she figured out that this is not right and that she need to talk like a normal person, and they quite be happy with that way rather than being patronizing. And so the other one, she mentioned about that she was working in a gym, and they were like doing a membership for NSH, and they charged them a full price. However, she recognized the wrongdoing, and she contacted them and spoke to her manager that she did a mistake and they overcharged and apologized for that. So this being like transparent, which is a very good, transparent, effective communication with a better outcome. So it's all about addressing when you know that something wasn't right, and you need to reflect on that. Another one she mentioned about scribing for some people who have nonverbal skills that they don't speak English, and how they present it in order to improve the situation. So they were like nonverbal communication. Another one, she was said that she was working like a waiter, and a customer complained about something that she did a mistake about, and instead of being tackled, it was reached to her manager, and she mentioned that she didn't manage to do this, and then she approached the customer, apologized, and rectified the issue, and yeah. So it's all about those kind of things whereby just to reflect about how communication skills can be with the teamwork, or how your communication skills can be effective and how it can be improved and this kind of thing. So if you have any issue or any comment, post me there down below and I should come back to you in another podcast. Thank you.